Few years back at 24, I worked bartender at Rusty Bolt, small dive bar in Tulsa Industrial District, squeezed between auto parts warehouse and diesel engine repair shop. There weren't any houses nearby, not within half a mile, just gray buildings, trucks, and lots full of equipment. After work, the area emptied out fast. During the day, we got lunch crowds from the shops, mechanics, welders, truck drivers, sometimes guys in hard hats who only wanted coffee to warm up in winter. It was boring in a predictable way, which was honestly fine by me. One Tuesday around 2 in the afternoon, the bar was almost empty. Two older guys were on the far wall playing darts and arguing about the score like they always did. I was washing glasses, half listening, when a man came in. He looked about 50, wearing faded blue coveralls with an embroidered patch that read, Tony's Auto Repair. Big build, beer gut starting, gray hair cut short, hands stained with oil. He ordered a large black coffee and sat on a stool right across from me. He started with the usual talk. How long had I worked here? Did I like it? Was it busy at night? I answered the way we're trained, short and friendly but not encouraging. About a year. Yeah, it's fine. He kept going anyway, and the questions got personal fast. Where did I study? Did I have a boyfriend? Did I live with my parents? What music did I like? Then he asked if I'd been in the military, which was so random it made my shoulders tense. After that, it was plans for the future, like he was trying to map my life out. Each time I answered, he nodded and repeated it back under his breath, like he was saving it. At one point he said, So you're from Oklahoma City, moved here a year ago. And he smiled like he'd solved something. When I said no boyfriend, he said, No boyfriend, I see. Like that mattered. I kept washing glasses and tried to move down the counter to check supplies, then to the other end to refill napkins that didn't need refilling. He stayed put, watching me the whole time. The dart guys never looked over. He finished that coffee slow, set a 20 on the bar for a $3 cup and said, Keep the change, beautiful. My name tag said Emily. He didn't ask it. He just looked at it and left. After that, he started coming in every day. Always mine, the Chens, Mr. Browning, and Kara. I know them. This man wasn't one of them. And if he lived on the east side 5th, he'd have his own hallway, so there was no normal reason for him to step out on my stop. The elevator groaned upward. I stared at the floor numbers and kept my face blank, like I hadn't noticed anything. My back started sweating under my coat. The guy with headphones kept scrolling. The man in the corner stayed still, but I could feel him watching me. At 5, it dinged, and the doors crawled open. He stepped out first, fast, then turned and held the door with his glove, looking at me like, come on. I didn't move. I didn't reach for my keys. Every part of me was yelling, don't step out. Don't go into that hallway with him. Stay where there's a witness. I tried to think of a polite excuse, but my brain kept stalling. We just stared at each other for a few seconds. His eyes were flat and cold, and his face didn't change. I heard the headphone guy pause his music, like he was finally paying attention. The man let go, and the doors closed. Right after, I heard heavy footsteps, quick, headed left to the stairwell, not toward any apartment. The stairwell door screeched when he yanked it open, and then the steps thudded down fast, like he was taking them 2 or 3 at a time and didn't want to be seen. The headphone guy pulled an earbud out. You okay? Why didn't you get off? He asked. I wanted to tell him everything. The button, the man holding the door, the stairs, but my throat tightened and I couldn't get it out. I nodded and said, Yeah, I'm fine. Wrong floor. I need a different one. It sounded dumb. He shrugged, put the earbud back, and got off at 6. As soon as he was gone, I hit 5 again and went back down. The hallway was empty. I looked toward the stairwell door and listened, but there was nothing. I rushed to my door anyway, fumbled my key once, got inside, and locked everything. Lock, deadbolt, chain. I stood there with my back on the door, breathing hard. Then I remembered my parents were in Mexico for 2 weeks, visiting family, so I was alone. If I'd stepped out and he'd followed me, there wouldn't have been anyone to hear it or help. I called my mom and woke her up, and my dad got on the phone after. I was shaking and crying. My mom kept asking if I was locked in, and my dad told me to keep the door locked. She offered to come home early, and I told her not to because of my grandma's celebration and because I was safe inside. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the couch with a kitchen knife in my lap, phone in my hand, checking the locks over and over. And he slid in after me. He did not say thank you. He just looked past me like he was already late for something, which made me feel a little stupid for being polite, but I still told myself it was nothing. Our building is divided into an east and a west side, each with its own stairs and elevator because of some weird renovation decades ago. I live on the west side, apartment 5WB, and I know most people on my half by face. Mrs. Garcia on the first floor with 3 cats, the Martinez brothers on the second, a young couple on the fourth with a baby who cries like clockwork. I did not recognize this guy, so I assumed he lived on the east side where I rarely go. At the elevator in the common vestibule there was another tenant, a young Latino guy in a puffer jacket with headphones on. I could hear the bass through them, and he was staring at his phone like the world could be on fire and he would not notice. I did not recognize him either, but people move in and out all the time, and seeing a third person there made me relax a fraction. When the old elevator finally clanked open, the 3 of us stepped into the tight cabin with the worn wooden panels. I pressed the button for the 5th floor, my usual floor, then kept my hand on my bag strap like it was normal to be that stiff. The young guy pressed 6 without looking up. The man with the scarf stood behind us for a second, then moved in close to the panel. This is the part that still bothers me because it was so small, and I almost missed it. His gloved hand came up and his finger hovered over the 5 button, the exact one I had just pressed that was already glowing orange.